All right, everyone, we're here to talk about the Yeah We Know podcast.
Well, first off, I want to say belts are just changing hands left and right here.
Yeah, we know.
If you came through the WWE and wanted to be a big-time deal, you had to go through The Undertaker for, what, about 20 years, Jimmy?
Yeah, we know.
Jimmy, are they screaming RK Bro, or are they screaming Randy, Randy, Randy?
Yeah, we know.
It's Seth freaking Rollins. Show the man his respect.
The Yeah We Know podcast. Find it in this feed, part of the Morgan You Knows podcasting network.
Hi, my name is Van, and you're listening to my daddy's podcast, The Morgan You Know.
Love the show, and you should check out my buddy Rod Morgan's pod, The Morgan You Know, as I'm confident he's primed to make some waves on the scene.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Morgan You Know podcast. I'm your host, Rod Morgan. With me, actually not with me at this moment, is my co-host in life and my co-host normally on this podcast, Mrs. Morgan You Know, Kate. She is unfortunately out. And since I don't have my normal co-host here on the podcast, I had to lean on my fellas, the two gentlemen you hear with me on every other podcast on the Morgan You Know podcasting network. That would be Jimmy Jamriska, the executive producer of this pod, host of the wrestling show I'm on. And now, Jimmy, you are back for another draft. And you tend to lose them at all times. I love your spirit coming back, Jimmy, even though you lose every draft we ever do.
Well, you know, I'm not good at predicting things, not good at drafting things, but I'm pro-humor, Rod, so I think I'll be okay today.
That is true. Someone else who is normally pro-humor is my guy, my co-host on Balls and Brew. He joins Jimmy and I on the wrestling show as well. It's Chris King. Chris, these movies came out much later in your life than they did for the rest of us on this podcast. Does that put you at a disadvantage?
Yeah, I tried to cram as many of these in as possible over the last couple of weeks. I just can't stay up late anymore, Rod. They're color, they're fast paced. It's hard for me.
That's right. Well, you guys, you've heard us three debate many things on the podcasting network, so they are joining us here. And we have two other special guests for our drafting episode. All right. We do that here on the Morgan You Know podcasting network. We have many other episodes in this back catalog you can look up where we have drafted things, sports movies. We drafted the perfect team to save the world, right, Jim? That was a fun one we did. And
I love that one. It's one of those drafts I won because, of course, I picked Jack the Ripper as a part of my team.
That's right. That was one of your bang-up strategies there for that one. So this time around, we have tried to narrow the field. If we just said comedy movies, which is what we're doing, I'm not being a very good host here. I bury that lead a little bit. We are drafting comedy movies, but that is too broad of a number. So we said they have to be within the last 20 years, and we came up with 5 categories. You got to try to fit them in because we want to create that competition. And competing with Chris and Jimmy and I in the draft this time around are two old friends. They were on the podcasting network way back in the early days. We haven't heard from them, either of them, in a while, and that's frankly E on me because they both are absolutely fabulous. First up is the cowboy Derek himself, Derek Alexander Smith. Derek, what's happening, my man?
Hey, I'm glad to be back. Glad to be on a pod full of crazy characters such as you guys. So thanks for having me back.
Now, I will say this, Derek. A lot of times on this podcast, we talk about things that happened before your time, you being the youngest member that appears with us here on this podcast. But you are not at a disadvantage at all with this 20 years ago movies, because that means basically you were 9 years old when all of these came out.
That's right.
9 years old or older, clearly.
I'm 29. 29 feels old, I guess. So sorry about that, guys. But 2 babies will do that to you. But yes, this actually was like the era where I started watching movies for myself. So it kind of works out for me.
All right. Well, then we're excited to have you here. And we still needed to hear from a female's voice on this podcast. And we went to the Mrs. Morgan You Know's hometown. A good friend of hers, a good friend of mine. Someone that I've known for just about as long as I've known the Mrs. Morgan You Know. It is Rachel Bailey. Rachel, welcome back to the podcast.
Hey, thank you for having me.
So growing up in the same area as Kate, around the same time as Kate, do you think that you will be drafting similar movies to her, or do you think you have a big time different sense of humor than she does?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with where we grew up. I just think that Kate and I tend to have a very similar sense of humor. So I feel like I'm going to probably give a lot of answers that she would, I hope. But I don't think it has anything to do with the town, though.
All right. That was my thing, right? I could put you guys together, Michigan City, the whole deal there.
No, we're just like-minded.
So Jimmy Jam, you and I kicked around this idea for a little while, and we needed to come up with categories, and we landed on these 5, right? We landed on you got to pick an animated movie. We landed on you need to pick a blockbuster movie, meaning a movie that we decided had to make at least $85 million at the box office. And
according to one source on the internet, not exactly, but any source on the internet.
What IMDb, Jimmy? Come on, the Internet Movie Database. People have heard of them before. It's a pretty legit source. I think we're going to go with that one on this one. All right.
All right.
I might not even pick that movie in that category. So hold your argument. All right. You don't even know if it's happening yet. What are the other categories we're going to fit these movies into?
Oh, we have Ensemble and Wildcard, our favorite always, because, well, it can be anything. And with this group of people, it can be anything. No anime, Chris.
Oh, yeah, but you know what anime could come up is also we have dark comedy. Chris, what do you think I mean with dark comedy? What did you think of when I said dark comedy? You don't have to give me a movie name, of course, but
No, you're thinking of either two things. One, there's some violence in there, maybe some hard R gore type violence, or maybe it's something like a traumatic experience. Maybe it's a movie dealing with cancer or death and a funeral or something similar to that. Like heavy topics, but dealt in a comedic way.
But yet funny. I like that, Chris.
yeah, I think it's going to be interesting by the time we get to dark. And so, Rachel, I want to come to you on this. When you were first tasked with this, did you think to yourself, okay, I want to pick movies that I know a lot of people are going to like? Or did you think, you know what, I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to pick the movies I like?
My first instinct was to maybe throw out like a wow factor movie, something that was, just me. And then I had to be like, you know what? This is still for everybody. I have to throw out things everybody knows about. It has to be some sort of just at least a well-known movie. Otherwise, what are we doing? Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're going to have our 5 movies all put up together in little social media breakouts that we can send out, and everybody's picks will be there, and we'll get feedback from the Morgan Nation, and we will find out who won this draft. It will inevitably be me, like it is most of the time, but we will find out from the people. Your teams will be voted upon. It is a democratic process here, all right? So I don't think there's anything else we need to go over in the intro, so let's just start it out. We determined the pick order before the draft. It will go like this. Cowboy, Derek will have the first pick. Rachel will pick second. Chris will pick third. I will pick fourth. And Jimmy Jam will be the snake because we're, of course, doing a snake draft. So, Derek, let's go. Comedy movies, the best from the last 20 years. First pick goes to you.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean?
I wonder if this is I think this is unanimous as far as ensemble goes. I think it's maybe the best cast ever put together as far as comedy movies go. So I did Ensemble, my number 1 pick, and I picked Tropic Thunder. I really think it's the funniest movie maybe ever made, close to it. I just think from Ben Stiller and Tom Cruise and all the way down, I think it's hilarious, and that's why I picked it first. And Jack Black is awesome in it. I mean, really, the list of the movie, it just goes on and on. I love this movie. I love everything about it.
Derek, you were really going catnip for me there, my friend, giving me a Tom Cruise great appearance right off the top there. I love you playing to what's going to curry you favor here on this podcast.
And seriously, though, it's more of a cameo almost for him. But his scenes are my favorite scenes in the movie. I mean,
yeah, but it's Tom Cruise knowing he's being funny, and we've never really seen him do that before because he's essentially an alien. And I've said this many times. I don't care that he's an alien, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know how to intentionally be funny, and he is in that movie. $110 million at the box office. So, Derek, you pulled off a banger there. Ensemble, Tropic Thunder. That was definitely on my board. Chris, your thoughts when Derek took that at number 1?
Yeah, it was on my board. I love that movie. It wasn't my top ensemble movie, though. There was a couple others that I thought deserved to be above that, but it is such a great movie, and it is such a great cast. You got Nick Nolte being a crazy person there as well.
Forgot about Nolte.
He's great.
Jack Black is great. I mean, everybody is good, and you're right. Tom Cruise has some of the best lines in there. Who's the key grip? I want you to punch him in the face as hard as you can. Just phenomenal movie.
And don't forget our guy Danny McBride. Danny McBride blowing shit up. Come on.
Yeah.
Jimmy, Was that, as we've had many of these drafts, sometimes first pick can be legendarily bad, but I think Tropic Thunder is okay for a first pick, no?
Tropic Thunder's fun. I was hoping he was going to say RoboCop just to throw everything out, but I just think Tropic Thunder is. You definitely want a safe pick on that one. You took your top movie, your favorite movie. So maybe Cowboy Derek is going more for the favorites that he likes. I like the strategy so far, and I really hate my team. So this is good. This is really good for me.
I was happy to see that number one pick. I probably was not going to look to take that early. So Derek, that was left on the board for me here. Rachel, I'm gonna come to you for one last thought here on the movie. And there's a name that the Mrs. Morgan always brings up with this movie that we have yet to bring up. So I wonder if you're gonna talk about that performance in this movie here. What do you think of Tropic Thunder?
Oh, it was in my pick as well. Like, very good job. I can't think of what name you're thinking of though.
Robert Downey Jr. None of us have mentioned Robert Downey Jr. at this point.
What do you mean, you people?
Never
what
break
do you
character.
mean, anyway?
Yeah. Never break character. Not until the DVD commentary.
He is so good. I love that movie. Yeah. I think that's a great pick. I think that's a great pick.
A wonderful pick.
All right. He does even goes meta on that role too. It's like, I'm the dude playing the dude, pretending to be another dude.
That's hilarious.
Nominated for an Academy Award. Comedies get no respect at the Oscars, and he was nominated for an Academy Award for playing that role. So solid pick there, Derek. All right, Rachel, we've softened you up enough now. You've seen one pick go off the board. It is your second pick now. You can go anywhere you want, but you just can't pick Tropic Thunder.
Okay. So I can change categories too then, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You certainly can.
All right. I'm going to go over to the dark comedy where I feel like everyone is yeah, absolutely. So I am going with Jojo Rabbit.
The love of art.
No cutting penises off.
Do you want the story or not?
You may continue, but I know it's true. The penis thing.
Wow. Off my board, but a great movie.
That movie, I mean, you take the comedy out of that, it is just a devastating movie. I had all of the emotions while watching that movie, the sadness to anger to everything else, but consistently was just blown apart by the way they lightened everything about what could be such a heavy movie with all the comedy. I mean, every time you started feeling like you were going to fall apart, you got picked right back up with something just with complete crazy characters or anything else. It was fabulous to me. I love that movie.
His little friend, right? I swear that's the most consistent laughs for me in the movie. Anytime his little friend shows up, you know you're going to get a zinger.
And just even with the greeting, like, "Hey, JoJo," you know, he was so great.
Yeah, that's Taika Waititi, right?
Yeah.
Isn't he he's the titular role in that? Yeah, and you pitch an elevator that, hey, I got this comedy movie involving Hitler, and it's a tough sell, but that movie definitely comes off.
Yeah, I wonder how many times he had to keep presenting that. Like, no, it's gonna be absolutely, about Nazis, but I'll make it funny. I swear. It's got to be hard. How many times did he bring that to the table?
And I know you're a big fan of a TV show that he's a little bit involved with. So I wonder if Taika Waititi inspired stuff might come up more from you later in this draft. See, I'm trying to pick up your strategy here now. You're my competition for these later rounds.
Okay.
All right, so let's move on to here we go, Jimmy. Now the comedy's coming. Chris has got pick number 3. Come on, Chris, don't let us down. Pick something crazy.
Oh, I can't pick something crazy because we just listened to a crazy pick. I'm sorry, Rachel. That was a reach for your first round pick. I don't think anybody else is going to pick it, so you would have been safe. I am going back to an ensemble movie. This is by far one of my favorite movies of all time. It's definitely early in this time period. I'm going Anchorman from 2004.
Yeah, I stabbed a man in the heart. I saw that. Brick killed a guy.
Ooh.
Good one.
Ooh, I was waiting for this movie to come back. I got a slight pushback here. I want to know everybody's thoughts, okay? Anchorman is literally called The Legend of Ron Burgundy, okay? There are many characters in this movie that make you laugh, sure, but this movie is absolutely nothing without Ron Burgundy. They literally say it in the title. I didn't have it down in Ensemble. I'm not going to block it. I'm just throwing that out to the crowd. I saw Rachel shaking her head. Your thoughts?
Well, I understand that, but I agree. Like, I feel like it wouldn't have been anything without the ensemble. I had it under Ensemble too. I did. I mean, without the core 4, was it as great?
The news team.
Everybody
I get
else,
you there.
the news team just it made it.
News team assemble.
There were for the first.
No. You don't get to present your case yet. We're hearing from everybody else. Jimmy, what's your thoughts?
When I think of Anchorman, it's tough because I do think of just Will Ferrell. I really do, but it is they've got so many people in there. I mean, without Christina Applegate, is that anything? Steve Carell steals the show in many ways. Every scene he's in, I mean, it's basically his jumping off point. I'm okay with it. I wouldn't have picked it an ensemble.
I didn't have it or Talladega Nights. I'm just going to say a name of a movie that I'm sure was on all of our boards somewhere. I didn't have it because of the same thing. It's The Legend of Ricky Bobby. I just feel like a lot of Will Ferrell movies are just here's Ferrell out front just shining, and it's great. I love me some Will Ferrell. I just didn't have him there in ensemble. But Chris, sounds like we're going to allow it. So now present your case for why you chose Anchorman.
I really do think it's an ensemble cast. The first 2/3 of the movie, you really don't see Ron Burgundy by himself. He is with his news team almost the entirety of that first half of the movie. They are almost as a group going everywhere, whether it's in his office, on the news set, or anywhere in between, until he goes on his date with Christina Applegate. Then you start getting to more just the Ron Burgundy takes, but you still get your your Steve Carell, you still get your Paul Rudd, you still get everybody, and it works together. And I'm kind of with you, Rod. I wouldn't put Talladega Nights as an ensemble because it's definitely more about Will Ferrell's character journey, and he is majority on his own through that movie. He gets backstabbed by his friend. It's not quite like Anchorman.
Oh no, that's fine. You're being allowed it though. Why did you feel like you had to take Anchorman right now? You felt like Anchorman had to come off the board, huh? You thought that was going to be, the taken. Like, why didn't you take it over? Say anything else. Present your reason for why you took Anchorman.
Anchorman wasn't going to be around until by the time I picked next, and it is one of the best movies of the past 40 years, let alone just the past 20. Okay, it is on everybody's list for one of the best comedies of all time. Not
of course
just
you
the
like
2000s.
a movie that takes place in the 70s, right? Back to your glory days. Of course you like a movie that takes
In your
place
college days. I like that.
That's when he
Rod
was like
says
coming
that
to
as he's the
adulthood.
one that looks like he lives in the 70s.
Whoa! Personal shots here, Chris. Come on.
My
Cowboy
hair is
Derek.
gorgeous and
Should
you
Rod
know
take
it.
that?
My hair is gorgeous and you know it.
Rod does have great hair. Hey,
All
I will
right,
say this
Anchorman,
about
fine, Derek. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say this about Anchorman. I would have had it in Blockbuster, not in
That's where I had it.
Ensemble, but great movie. Steve Carell is fantastic in this movie, so I guess if that's the case, then that's fine. I personally would have had it in Blockbuster, but
All right. Well, Chris, you got Anchorman. That's your first pick. That's a good first pick out of you. Sometimes we have even weirder stuff than that. So I guess I got to say I'm happy there, but I did kind of want you to pick like Remains of the Day or something just completely random. I don't know. I don't know why you would pick Remains of the Day, but that was the movie that popped into my head. All right. So I've got Jojo Rabbit off the board, Tropic Thunder off the board, and Anchorman off the board. I told myself that I was going to take one of two movies with my first pick if they were available, and they both are still available right now. So I am really between two things. All right. But I'm also wondering how worried I should be about one of the picks based on everything that's already come off the board. See how the wheels are spinning in old Duder's head here already? To quote somebody
Me
else
too.
with long
Me
hair.
too. I'm very intrigued in what you're going to pick here.
Okay, I thought that animated was going to be a tough category. All right, so I'm going animated, and I'm going to get one off the board that I feel like was probably on Chris's board, and I feel like it might have been on Derek's. Actually, it's not on Derek's board because I found out he's never seen this. But Sausage Party is my pick for animated. I felt like I had to absolutely have Sausage Party and animated because as I was looking back at the movies that were actually eligible in animated, I think some of them are great, right? But I feel like Pixar leaned a little bit too much into the feelings. And so then some of those movies just aren't as funny as, say, Monsters, Inc. and some of the originals that weren't eligible there, right? So I felt like it was actually slim pickings. There's basically only 3 movies I was going to be happy with getting an animated, and Sausage Party was my first. And it almost made $100 million at the box office. It's a pretty big hit.
Somebody call a doctor, because honestly, this baby is sick.
Actually, I feel great. Real healthy.
Not yo, the baby.
I did not think that's where you were going. I was expecting you to stick with like a Pixar big blockbuster type movie. I was hoping to be able to snag this in about the 3rd round myself. I thought it was a great and absolutely hilarious movie. the fact that your bad guy is a broken douche bottle still kind of just blows my mind about how silly, ridiculous, and funny that is. Or the scene where the where they're falling out of the cart and it looks like it's straight out of Saving Private Ryan, and you see food items walking around broken. I could not stop laughing.
Listen, you got Seth Rogen involved in this movie, okay? And that's a name that's going to come up maybe a few more times, possibly in this comedy thing here, all right? This man's dominated comedy movies over this period that we're talking about. He's the voice here. Kristen Wiig as the hot dog buns. Come on, you want to talk about sexy animated characters? Forget about it. She was great as a hot dog bun in that movie. Nick Kroll is the voice of the douche. I mean, just Sausage Parties. I don't know why I need to keep defending it. I'm sorry. Rachel, your thoughts on Sausage Party?
I didn't think you were going to go there either, to be honest. I just kind of caught me off guard there, but I like it. And honestly, I haven't seen it for a very long time. So it was like, once you were kind of talking about it again, I was like, oh yeah, that was a good one. All right. I forgot about that. So thanks for bringing that back up again for me.
Jimmy Jam, Sausage Party on your board, or did I make a mistake here that this wasn't actually as coveted as I thought it might be?
You made a mistake on this one. You could have gotten it on the turnaround. I was not going to pick Sausage Party.
All right.
But I think it's a solid pick. Very funny. I am ecstatic though. I've got my top 2 picks on the board. I'm just going to take them now. Okay. I will never forget when I saw this movie with the friend. I cried. I came out of the movie thinking it was the best one ever. Watching it over again, it's still funny. There's a lot of weird stuff about it. This is going to go into Blockbuster. It made $121 million. It's a 2007 movie. I'm going to go with Superbad.
Wow. On my board for sure.
McLovin? What kind of a stupid name is that, Fogel? What are you trying to be, an Irish R&B singer?
Michael Cera, Jonah Hill, McLovin, Bill Hader, Seth Rogen, Emma Stone, whoever the actress is who played Becca. They're all fantastic in it. McLovin is something that will go on forever. People know him for that role and that role only. Just so many good things out of that. Rogen and Hader just riffing on being the cops. Jonah Hill. I mean, just everything about that movie is really fun. Seth Rogen kind of starts his ascent to being the superstar that he is.
Love that movie. It's the weird little scenes too, because you've seen a movie like that like 15 times, right? So I love when he's dancing with the chick at the party, and then the guy calls his buddy in from the kitchen. He's like, "Hey, this kid's got period blood on his jeans," right? I absolutely love that scene. And then I love when he breaks into the room, he doesn't know he's supposed to be in, and all those dudes in there are doing cocaine. And then the next thing you know, he starts singing the Guess Who These Eyes, right? Those are my absolute favorite scenes out of Superbad every time.
But everybody from that party all thinks he's this dude's Jimmy's little brother. So y'all like, hey, aren't you Jimmy's little brother the whole time? It's fabulous. I love that.
My friend's going to come all the way out here from, I don't even remember what he says, and you're not going to sing for him?
Right.
Oh, Superbad. That's a good one. That was definitely on my board. Derek, your thoughts on Superbad?
I love Michael Cera, but I don't necessarily love this movie as much as other people. And I'm not sure if that's because I'm younger or... Michael Cera's first introduction for me was Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which is this awkward performance, and he's awkward in it, but he's awkward in everything. But
wait a minute. Weird. Yeah, wait, what? What are you talking about? Michael Cera's awkward in something?
But he in this, he's playing this like video game character, and it works like really well. I haven't seen Superbad in years. That might be part of it too, but I do.
Derek, I have a feeling you didn't try to go to enough parties when you were a kid, my friend. And I'm sorry about that.
No. All my parties happened after 20, So.
All right, Jimmy Jam, I'm trying to slow you down, but because I know you said you were ready for your next pick. So I guess we're going to start the second round up here now with your second pick.
And Blue!
Yes, sir.
Do you trust that I do not want to see you die here tonight?
Sir, yes, sir.
Blue, you're my boy!
Thank you, sir.
We're going to go Ensemble for the second pick. Now, Ensemble, I know already had 2 taken in this category, but this is another one of those movies that launched another career. Launched the career of Will Ferrell. He became the star of the movie and wasn't supposed to be the star of the movie. I'm going to go old school. Will Ferrell, Vince Vaughn, Meredith Gray's in this. I mean, just such a fun movie overall. Frank the Tank. We got to love everything about this movie. It's just a really raunchy kind of throwback to the 80s, just nasty, funny movie. Love old school.
Ellen Pompeo, you were thought of. Meredith Grey. Come on, Jimmy.
Oh, please. She's Meredith Grey. Come on.
But we can show her the proper respect here on the podcast and call her Ellen Pompeo because she's a boss. She's made a boatload of money off of playing Meredith Grey. And
no question. Hey, I'm not saying no. She's earned that. Don't get me wrong. I watched the first 11 seasons. I think we're on 32 now. That's okay.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and throw out a take right here that I think is going to garner a lot of reaction from the room. Old School, not on my board.
Oh.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it?
Get out.
No.
You've never heard of Old School?
I was born in 1994, buddy.
I don't know if that hurts because I feel older now or if it just hurts because you didn't see it.
Yes, all of it. It all hurts.
Wait, time out. Have you ever heard of Tommy Boy?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually,
because legitimately, I was kicking you off the podcast. I don't care what you said.
I love you go to Tommy Boy though. Tommy Boy has no connection to anything that's going on in
No,
Old
it
School.
doesn't. It doesn't. But just that just kind of angered me a little bit.
Yeah, there are certain comedy movies, whether they came out before you were born or whenever, that you should
not
see.
Old School. Not Old
School. Snoop-a-loop. Let's go streaking. Come on.
If you were
Groundhog Day,
if you were a Will Ferrell fan, you should be watching Old School by far.
Yeah,
I was right. He really
love Will Ferrell.
Oh, well, then you hate half the comedy made the past 20 years. Okay, so Rod, Old School not on your board. Is it just because you don't have the good taste that other people do? No. What are the reasons why you don't have Old School on your board?
Luke Wilson, right? Don't like the Luke Wilson character in that movie. Frankly, it just kind of annoys me. And I think to myself, ultimately, all I remember out of Old School is Vince Vaughn, and I don't want to go Old School for Vince Vaughn. You know what I mean? I love him, and I love his like, hey, listen, I don't mind shelling out for breakfast. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna, when that whole line, he's like,
sure,
I built Speaker City from the ground up, and I can barely read. You know what I mean? Like all I remember of Vince Vaughn stuff, or maybe Jeremy Piven. So I didn't feel right about drafting it when really it's only like the tertiary performances of that movie that I like, because otherwise it kind of gets on my nerves. Actually, that's it. I don't watch Old School as often as I do as the rest.
That's why it's an ensemble.
Is this supposed to be universal that we all just love Will Ferrell? I don't never understood the whole like everyone in America is just supposed to love Will Ferrell. Never understood that.
Did not think we were getting anti-Will Ferrell takes on this podcast.
Yeah, I am. It's fine, but Elf is fine. You know, it's like Anchorman's good. Steve Carell's great.
Well, Rod, I know one of your picks on the board is off, but kind of like with Sausage Party, you didn't really care about my Old School pick. So, what's your next pick, bud?
I'm gonna go to dark comedy, and this was the other movie that I was thinking about taking, but actually, I think I'm probably gonna take a movie that nobody was thinking of taking. But this is a movie that makes me laugh as consistently as any movie that really is trying to. And I'm not sure that Martin Scorsese set out to actually make a movie that funny, but The Wolf of Wall Street is my pick in dark comedy because Leonardo DiCaprio is absolutely hilarious in that movie. And give me a movie that made $116 million as well. So another blockbuster banger added to Team Morgan over here. All right.
$26,000 worth of sides? What are these sides? They cure cancer?
The sides did cure cancer. That's the problem. That's why they were expensive.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm serious. I know.
Stop.
Leonardo DiCaprio on lewds crawling around a country club. All right. You get Jonah Hill basically every time he shows up. All right, listen, you show me a check stub for $11,000. I quit my job right now and I work for you. Right. They go out and they smoke crack immediately the first time they meet each other. Right.
First time
you
they
got
meet.
You got John Bernthal in this movie is like a dude who lifts weights in the front yards and sells lewds to everybody. I mean, I now love John Bernthal, anything he's ever in. This could be the Bernthal effect happening here on me, but it's not. It's Leo. He's the biggest movie star of the generation after Tom Cruise, and he is on full tilt in this movie.
Agreed.
Wow. Yeah, I think Jonah Hill really does a lot in this movie as well, especially with the non-alcoholic beer.
Yes.
You got to drink a shitload. No. It doesn't have any alcohol in it. Yeah, when you go into that movie, you're not thinking it's going to be a comedy, which I think makes it a good dark comedy. You know, we have that. And we have Hitler right now in our dark comedy category. So there's that's good.
That's right.
Jordan
Shit-ass Wall Street Bros and Hitler. Those are the two people we got in dark comedy right now.
That is a great movie. And Matthew McConaughey is great in it for about the 5 minutes he's in it. He's unbelievable. And the funny story about the Dallas Buyers Club where he's just losing a bunch of weight for that movie. And they're like, hey, you want to come do this real quick? And it works perfectly, and he's brilliant in it for the 5 minutes he's in it or whatever. That scene with him in the restaurant is great.
Oh, when he breaks down for him that you can't let him cash out the
Yeah.
stock because then he makes money and then that's real.
Yeah.
He's like, he can't be real. It needs to be
Yeah.
fantasy land.
Yeah.
Boo. You know what I mean? He's doing all that weird
It's
shit. beating his chest.
Fugazi.
Yeah.
It's
Rachel, I saw you nodding along. I bet you're a big fan of this movie.
Oh, absolutely. And if someone, I mean, not that, I was overly wildly expecting someone to take Jojo Rabbit off the board for me, but if next was going to be The Wolf of Wall Street for me.
Oh, wow.
Dark comedies, yeah. Yeah. So I love that movie.
Chris, your thoughts on The Wolf of Wall Street?
It is an excellent movie. It had not made my list, though.
Look at you. All right. Well, guess what? It's your
what
pick.
did make your list?
Well, we're gonna stick with we're gonna go Blockbuster, and not only is this a blockbuster as far as making money, it is also a blockbuster by star power. And this movie is funny. It is one of the most rewatchable movies that have came out for me and within the last 8 years. And this is Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle with Kevin Hart and The Rock.
Wow.
Welcome. May I offer you a piece of cake? No! No! No!
Is this the first PG-13 movie that's been taken in the draft also, by the way?
I was not expecting that.
Wow.
I mean, here's a movie that cleared $400 million domestically.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is a boatload of bucks.
So I have seen Jumanji about 50 times. My kids love this movie. It's a great movie. I'm not going to lie. It was a blind spot. I didn't even think of it for blockbuster and comedy. Because it's more of a serious movie, going in the video game. I probably should have figured that out. That's a really good pick, Chris. I like that a lot. Really good movie. A lot of fun.
Wait a minute. We're saying that Chris made a good pick with Jumanji The Next Level with The Rock and Kevin Hart? That's what we're saying?
I think it's a fantastic pick for my well, Chris and I are on the same page. We don't know what we're doing. So, Chris, I love the pick. Rod, destroy us.
No. I'm going to let Derek go first here. Sounds like Derek agrees with me.
It's a fine family movie with some gimmicky stuff and The Rock is The Rock and yeah, it's fine. It's like one of those movies.
He hates Will Ferrell and The Rock.
No,
wow. Whoa! You got three wrestling podcasters on here, Derek. Slow down. What takes against The Rock?
I would like to say that I like The Rock. However, I'm saying that this movie is an okay movie. That's all I'm saying.
I completely agree with you. You're scrolling along on social media and you see some little podcast trying to get you to vote for their stuff, and you see somebody pick Jumanji The Next Level. You instantly think that guy has no taste. Way to go, Chris.
Yeah.
It is. We had to pick box office success movies, right?
I got 7 other movies on my list that still haven't been taken.
But we're only looking for
Did they clear $400 million domestically?
Oh, so that means it's funnier? That's ridiculous. Look at you. Look at you, you capitalist pig. It made more money. Somehow it's funnier.
It's the category that you gave me to pick. Box office success.
Wait a minute. What do I have to do with you writing down Jumanji The Next Level? What do I have to do with that?
They made the most money of every other movie on my list. So,
oh my God.
I like it, Chris. You did good.
Wow, Rachel coming off the top rope saying, "Yeah, you did good."
Yep, you did good. You did good. Jack Black is so good in that movie.
Yep.
I love me some Jables. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, man. Okay,
Spencer.
Chris, I love it. All
That
right,
might be
Rachel.
the second one. I don't know.
We're back to you. I can't yell at Chris anymore. I think I'm starting to hurt his feelings.
You said it's my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay. All right. Wow. I feel you guys really took a lot of movies that I was going to put into Ensemble. So I'm going to go further down on my list now. And so for Ensemble, I'm going Bridesmaids.
No. No, Megan. No. No. Look away. Megan, no. Look away. Oh.
Yes.
Nice.
So,
number 2 on my board there.
Great movie.
That movie is fabulous. And so
almost $170 million at the box office too, Rachel.
Hilarious.
You definitely got a banger there.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
And I think it was a really good example of Ensemble 2. They all worked together. The movie wouldn't have been the same. It fit. It was perfect.
That was my second pick in Ensemble.
Okay.
It was just it's a great movie all the way around.
Listening back to our 90s rock band draft that we did, and Rachel, by the way, thank you very much for voting in that. Derek, you voted as well. Appreciate you guys voting in that. But the Mrs. Morgan, and I and Pete had to talk about how the ladies weren't very well represented in that, unfortunately, because it just kind of was the music biz and the time and attitudes, and we just felt bad about that. And I was happy to see that the ladies were really, really going to possibly shine in a lot of these picks. And so I'm happy to see Bridesmaids go off. Introduced us to a lady named Melissa McCarthy, who now is one of those bankable big-time stars. You can put her on the list with Seth Rogen. You can put her up there with Paul Rudd, a lot of other people who have appeared in many of these movies that may still yet get drafted. So that scene when they eat at the bad Brazilian steakhouse and then go try on the dresses, oh my God. All right. That gets pulled off in guys' movies all the time, but they the way they pull it off. And then when they are getting drunk on the plane out to Vegas before they ultimately get thrown off the plane, Wendy McClendon Covey is just on fire in that scene. She is the best part of that movie, not named Melissa McCarthy.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Wow.
Chris, I mean, I think I want to go to Chris's. What are your thoughts on Bridesmaids here, Chris? Actually, no, I don't, because you picked Jumanji the Next Level last time. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
It was second or third on my ensemble list if I wasn't going to get Anchorman. Like it's Judd Apatow's best movie, maybe, or right up there with one of his best movies. Like that was some phenomenal work.
It's not a Judd Apatow movie. He's only like a producer.
Oh,
Paul Feig directed it, and Kristen Wiig basically wrote it. He's just a producer. I wouldn't say it's an Apatow movie.
Either way, it's a phenomenal movie. Phenomenal.
I love that you said either way. I use either way all the time on the podcast when I make a mistake. Look at you.
Look at you doing that. Hey, speaking of mistakes, the person who hates Will Ferrell, besides my father, actually, Cowboy Derek, you've got 2 picks. What's your first pick, man, in the second round? Last pick of the second round here, folks.
I'm going with Blockbuster. By the way, I don't hate Will Ferrell. I just think.
No way, Derek. Own up to it. Listen,
hey, Will Ferrell in the Rock. It's already it's in there.
That corner is wide open.
That's canon right now.
Yep.
Hey, yep. I hate you, Will Ferrell. I hate you. All right, I'm gonna go with Blockbuster. And this is a movie that I love. That's what I've been doing. That's what my whole draft is just gonna be movies I love. So with Blockbuster, I went with the Vince Vaughn special. I went with Dodgeball.
Then you've got to learn the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. If you master the 5 Ds, no amount of balls on earth can hit you.
Another PG-13 movie off the board.
I absolutely love this movie. I think
dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball.
That's right. I think it's great.
Patches O'Houlihan.
$114 million at the box office.
The Patches O'Houlihan bits are all great. And then he dies by getting hit by the Irish. Like the whole movie is fantastic.
Okay, this is my first opportunity to ask a little side question I wanted to ask, all right? Because this is the first time this gentleman's name has come up other than Tropic Thunder, which we didn't say anything about Ben Stiller. Is Ben Stiller actually that funny? Because he frankly gets on my nerves big time in this movie. I think even more than he's supposed to, right? You're supposed to hate Chaz and all the above, but like I just think the performance is a little much. And I'm kind of like, I'm not a huge fan of Dodgeball, so I'm frankly, Derek, I'm happy you took it because it was nowhere on my board.
Well, I think if he gets on your nerves in this movie, he's doing his job. I get it. That's his shtick in the movie. He's supposed to be this over the top, annoying person.
But Derek, you're talking to a man who watches wrestling, right? Like I understand there are certain wrestlers whose job is to get on my nerves, and I still, you know what I mean? And I still like that too. I just think he's a little, I don't know. Chris, your thoughts on Dodgeball? You picked another. You and Derek, the only ones who have a PG-13 movie on their list so far. So your thoughts on Dodgeball?
So I do enjoy this movie. Dodgeball is fun. It's all right. It did introduce us to Stanley Tudyk, the man that's so great. God said one dick's not enough. That's about the best part of that movie. I really like. I'm not a big Ben Stiller fan. If Cowboy Derek hates Will Ferrell, then I guess I hate Ben Stiller.
All right, there you go.
That's the heat I was looking for.
I love Ben Stiller, so it makes sense.
All right, well, Derek, I guess you got another pick here, right, Jimmy?
Third round, first pick in the third round. Wildcard, dark comedy, animated. Left for you, Derek.
I am going dark comedy. I'm gonna pick Zombieland.
Bill Murray, you're a zombie.
Oh, God, I'm on fire! Ow!
Zombie, you're talking. You're okay.
The hell I am.
You suck. God bless it.
Double tap.
Yeah.
Absolutely a great movie. I mean, I've watched it so many times. I've watched this movie so many times, and the funniest part of the movie is the Robin Williams mansion part. I mean that whole scene where Jesse Eisenberg is just like this scared character who's like he has to double tap everything he sees with his shotgun, and Robin Williams just like walks right into it. And
Bill Murray.
if you haven't, or that's what Bill Murray. I keep saying Robin Williams. Bill Murray. I get those guys mixed. Bill Murray just walks right into it, and it's just fantastic.
Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg. Wow, just guys that you wouldn't maybe think are going to be in a comedy movie, but it's so funny.
All right, here's the thing. Cowboy Derek, a little behind the scenes here. We're in a fantasy basketball league together. You're the only one that gives good trades, by the way, and I appreciate that so much, and I loved you up until this moment.
What?
You have the unmitigated gall to tell me that Will Ferrell sucks and take Zombieland, which I put in my dark comedy with nothing else because I didn't think anyone else was going to take it. And then Robin Williams. Apparently Robin Williams was in this movie. I don't know.
Well,
you love it so much.
To be fair,
you just messed up and it's fine. No big deal.
I just watched Good Will Hunting yesterday, so that's why I had Robin Williams.
That was damn you. It's over. I'm done. I'm out. My team's it's over.
Sorry about that.
I gotta go find a dark comedy now. Got an IMDb dark comedy, Rod.
I was gonna say you better get on your phone and start scrolling real quick.
All right.
Anyway, I love this movie.
Jimmy, let me give you a hint. You could pick a movie in dark comedy that we did a podcast segment on a little while back. All right, that's a hint. That was on my board, but I just didn't have to take it.
All right, Rachel. Here. You want me to give you my list? You want me to just put it in the chat real quick so you can just take all of them?
Just put a sign up so I can see it real quick. Thanks. All right, so I'm going to do Blockbuster, and I got The Hangover.
Do you know if the hotel's pager friendly?
What do you mean?
I'm not getting a SIG on my beeper.
I'm not sure.
Is there a payphone bank? Bunch of payphones. Business.
Oh, right. Number one on my board.
I hate that's my second dark comedy. I just thought of it.
No. I mean, and for a film that I think they estimated it was like a mid-30s budget film and then ended up grossing like 200 and like,
$77 million.
I mean, just insane. And it is still to this day, if I'm lazing around on the couch, it's showing up on TBS or something, like I'll watch The Hangover still consistently over and over again.
It was the highest grossing comedy movie of all time for a long while, but I believe it is actually going to get passed this summer by Barbie, because Barbie is just setting box office records left and right. So I believe that's actually now going to be the highest grossing comedy movie. But yeah, no, Hangover on my board. I actually had it in a different category than Blockbuster, but as you said, it certainly qualifies there because $277 million. That's just domestically. So
yeah, absolutely. Especially with what they started with too.
Hangover 2 and 3 maybe didn't need to happen, but the first one's still absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Ridiculously bad.
Yeah, no. The first one, like Rachel said, you can watch anytime it's on TV. The second two, you're going to skip over.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you guys this, though. Is the funniest part of The Hangover actually the credits? Is that the funniest part of The Hangover? We just see all of the photos.
I don't know. Ken Jeong jumping out of the trunk naked's pretty funny too. Everything
That's where we first got introduced to
I was going to say Mike Tyson punching out Zach Galifianakis while Phil Collins is playing in the background.
Hold on. This is my favorite part. We all love that part. Everybody loves that part.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Okay, so
Rachel, you picked your movie, and so that means it is Chris's turn.
Chris is up.
Okay, I'm going to go dark comedy.
Listen, this is the third time I've had to write a new dark comedy down.
This was a genre-altering comedy. This was the breakout of a Mr. Edgar Wright, really, and this is Shaun of the Dead.
Nice. That's a good call. Yeah. I looked at that movie. I sniffed around that and thought about putting it on my board. It's a great movie. When they're throwing the records and he tells them to stop because those are good. Yeah. I love that part.
Stone Roses. No. Second Coming. I like it. Sade. That's Liz's. Yeah, but she did dump you. Oh.
The whole movie is gold from start to finish. It really is.
Simon Pegg. Listen, I love some Simon Pegg. We get to talk about him when we do our Mission Impossible stuff on this podcast. Because again, I relate everything to Tom Cruise. So I think about Simon Pegg as Benji in Mission Impossible only. But that's just my sickness. Derek, have you seen Shaun of the Dead?
Absolutely. I love that movie. And that group, they do a lot of like great like thriller comedies, kind of. They do The World's End. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Yep.
Fantastic comedy.
The whole Cornetto trilogy is great.
Yeah, and Shaun of the Dead was actually number 2 on my list on dark comedies. So,
Jimmy, listen, I'll tell you something. I had a list of 6 dark comedies, okay? 5 of my dark comedies are still left on my board, and you're saying that there's nothing available in dark comedy. I think you're wrong, my friend.
I have.
I even got a movie that made $165 million at the box office still available on my dark comedy board, Jimmy.
Yeah, I know, but I wasn't going for that theme. But apparently it's a theme in all the other dark comedies we have, so might as well go with it, right? But Rod, you're up next. You've got Wolf of Wall Street, Sausage Party. So you have Blockbuster, Wildcard, and Ensemble left over.
All right, I'm going to save Wildcard till the end because that's just absolutely what I always do on these drafts. Ensemble has really thinned out on me quicker than I thought it would, and Blockbuster, you guys continue to hit. But I got a couple of strong selections still available in each. I'm vamping here like the good podcast host that I am. I'm going to go to Blockbuster. All right. And I'm going to talk about another name that is coming up on this podcast more than I kind of thought it would. And this is Vince Vaughn. If you want me to pick a Vince Vaughn movie for you, this is the Vince Vaughn movie I'm picking. It's Wedding Crashers. It made $209 million at the box office. The opening scene where Vince Vaughn is mediating the divorce between Dwight Yoakam and Rebecca De Mornay. We're off with a bang. Then his secretary comes in and talks to him, and he breaks down why he won't be set up on a blind date. I mean, he's just going 100 miles an hour the first 25 minutes of that movie. Then Christopher Walken shows up. Then Bradley Cooper shows up. Owen Wilson's doing his thing the whole time. You got Todd. I mean, there's just a lot happening in Wedding Crashers. And that was my first Asian. All right. I mean, and there's so many things I could think of. I love the crab cakes. I say that every time I eat crab cakes now, and I do the motion with putting it to my mouth, or when I'm like, or I'll say to somebody, no, I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to refuel and I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. Right. I've said that to people before. I love Vince Vaughn and Wedding Crashers. I can't believe it stuck around this long. I'm happy to have it in Blockbuster. Rachel, your thoughts?
And all the while, you're just really wondering, are we going to get hopped up enough to make some bad decisions? And perhaps play a little game called Just a Tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels. Or, ouch, ouch, you're on my
Great
hair.
pick. It's definitely was. I had it kind of, I wasn't sure where I was putting on everything, but I knew Wedding Crashers was going to be in there somewhere. But just like you, I feel like that's something I quote consistently all the time. And I'm glad you pointed out Todd too, because that is just the best underrated.
Painting was a gift, Todd. Painting was a gift.
Painting was a gift, Todd. Yeah, absolutely. I quote that all the time.
I'm in the trenches taking grenades, John.
You're a really
so
enlightened
cat. Some hot old ladies' cans. Big deal.
Yeah. He's like, you're a really enlightened cat. I like that about you.
Oh,
so many quotes. Yeah.
Could
Crab cakes and football. That's what Maryland does. I mean, just all over the place. So good.
Zack Attack. So listen, to be able to get a movie that made that much money and is that funny and that quotable with my 4th pick and still knock out a $200 million blockbuster, I feel good with that one. Jimmy Jam, you're snaking it for us here. And does this actually close out your team?
No, I have the last pick in the draft. The last pick in the draft will be my dark comedy because I have no idea where I'm going with that right now. So I'm going to go Wildcard next.
Oh,
Wildcard. We've mentioned it already on the on the podcast, and I can't believe it's still there. I'm going to go 40-year-old virgin for my Wildcard.
She talk dirty to you?
Oh, she loved to dirty talk. Totally into it. She'd be like, yeah, let's screw.
Unbelievably funny movie throughout. Steve Carell in his first starring role. Obviously, Seth Rogen's in there, and really a great cast that just helps him out so much in everything there. I like this movie a lot because you always remember the chest waxing scene and just those outtakes too, by the way. Talking about outtakes for comedy. I mean, that's fantastic as well. But I went 40-year-old virgin for Wildcard here.
It's not about the rusty trombone or the dirty Sanchez or the butthole pleasures.
Is this your date rape drug? Is this what you use? It's a Mentos. It's the Fresh Maker.
If I hear Yamo be there one more time, I'm going to Yamo blow my brains out. All right. That's something else I say all the time about Michael McDonald as well. So I think 40-year-old version is a good pick. And Jimmy, what you just did here going wild card is you just screwed everybody else's boards up, right? Like you took a possible category choice away from if I go in wild card there. So I like your little thumb in everybody's eye, like a good wrestling.
Well, everyone's taking my movies. So
yeah, it was on my list. I actually had it under Blockbuster because it made a boatload of money.
Yeah.
$109 million.
You're all lucky. I just almost went all Will Ferrell movies just to make Cowboy Derek cry. But animated was next. Animated was kind of tough, but I think I've got the one. It's a 2007 animated film based on the hit TV show. I'm going to go with the Simpsons movie as my animated.
$183 million, Jimmy, the biggest banger available in animated.
I'll teach you to laugh at something that's funny.
Because everyone was worried about the movie. They said The Simpsons is past its prime. It's not going to do anything. They came up with Spider Pig, who made an appearance in the animated Spider-Man from a few years ago. So fun, a great movie, good story, had the dome situation going on. Listen, you can't go wrong with The Simpsons in comedy, so I went with Simpsons.
Definitely on my board. Definitely.
Cowboy Derek, The Simpsons is an animated television show where Bart and Lisa and Marge and Homer, it's kind of like a quirky thing. It's been around a couple of years.
Is that kind of like South Park? Or is that something else?
South Park's a little raunchier.
Yeah, so it was first it came The Simpsons, then Family Guy, then South Park.
I love you so much, Cowboy Derek. I just want to kill you, though. All right, so Rod, you're up. You have Wildcard and Ensemble left. A lot of Ensemble's getting a little thin, but I'm sure you're going to come up with a good one.
I got 2 movies left in Ensemble, and I am going to take one of those 2 right now. Clearly, I'm going to go a little more for me here. All right, I'm going to go a little more for me. I still think it fits my banger category, but I think that it might be a little more niche than the other movie I could pick. But I'm going to go with...
Look, man, if you stopped eating gluten, you'd feel way fucking better all day. Whenever you feel shitty, that's because of gluten.
That's not true. Who the fuck told you not to eat gluten?
It's just true.
You don't even know what gluten is.
I know what fucking gluten is.
No, you have no idea
I do know what gluten is. Gluten's a vague term. It's something that's used to categorize things that are bad. You know, calories. That's a gluten.
Seth Rogen, James Franco, Jonah Hill, Michael Cera.
Oh, God.
All of them. Danny McBride, right? Give me all of them, right? Give me Channing Tatum showing up in a GIMP costume, all right? Give me This Is the End, where Danny McBride is literally throwing 175 miles an hour every time he comes on screen. Oh, I think the Green Goblin can afford some more bacon. You're telling me James Franco didn't suck any dick last night? Now I know you're full of shit, right? I mean, just every time he's on screen in that movie, I'm dumping loads like dump trucks all over this place. I mean, he is on
By the way, this
fire.
is the explicit version of the podcast episode.
Jimmy, it's clear. If we're going to talk about R-rated movies, these things are going to come up. But he is absolutely on fire in that movie. And we talked earlier about how Michael Cera is awkward and weird in all movies. He ain't awkward and weird in this movie.
You ever see a psychiatrist? That's not cool.
Don't touch my phone.
Michael, that's not cool, man.
Fuck up, Jason. We're playing a game, man. Say cheese, baby.
The scene in the bathroom with the juice box. Come on. Rihanna punches him in the face. I heard a thing on the Rewatchables podcast that they filmed that a couple of different times to try to get it right. And Rihanna kept really hitting him because he kept really slapping her ass. And he had to go step away for a second and control himself because he was all hurting from getting punched so many times. So shout out to Rihanna for being the badass we all know she is.
Rachel's crying right now. Rachel, I think you agree with this pick.
I agree. It wasn't wildly one of my absolute favorite movies. I liked a lot of parts of it though, and I loved the whole like Michael Cera part of it. How he was just such a just a douche, just the whole movie. I like that it was portrayed of him being that way, that he was that person. So just the way you were describing it at that time, I was like, yeah, absolutely, best part to me of all that. And yeah, McBride had some great lines. Everything was really good at that part. Just overall, I was like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like when movies put too many people together, too many people, like it's just always, I don't know, you get spread out a little. That's me.
When
though.
Jonah Hill is possessed and they're trying to take him out, the power of Christ compel you. Oh, does it? Does it, Jay? Does it compel me? Derek, have you seen This Is the End?
I have, yeah. The Jonah Hill getting ass rammed in the ass by a demon is the best part of that movie. And there's like have you seen that the James Franco roast where he says, "We all know the demon had to be thinking of me, so to keep himself hard." That's the best. James Franco's hilarious, but I love that movie. Well, I love parts of that movie, like Rachel said.
All right. Well, I was happy to get it there, so I'm happy to have that there. Chris, you now are getting this is your fourth pick, right, Chris? Or no, your fourth pick. What do you got?
Yeah, so I'm going to save my wild card to the end as well. So I am going to go animated. And
I think I know what you're taking here.
So Rod did take one off my list, but that's the only one off my list. And I do have some Pixar, DreamWorks, Disney type movies, but I'm going to stick with a rated R animated movie. It was a game changer. It is quotable still to this day. There are songs in it that are still sung to this day, and that is Team America World Police.
We are Bashir rebels from the country of Somalia. Who are you? My name is Hakmed. I'm a terrorist. Anybody know of any terrorist attacks coming up soon?
I wondered if somebody was going to do Team America because South Park, the movie Bigger, Longer, Uncut, was uneligible for this draft because it came out before the time period we cut off. That'd be 2003 or later for this draft. So I wondered if somebody was going to go Team America. It definitely did make me laugh, but I will admit, I think I've only seen Team America the one time that I saw it in theaters. I don't think I've ever gone back to it.
It cracks me up still to this day. It doesn't matter. The dumb looks that the puppets have to each other constantly. The whole if you love this country and you're willing to sacrifice everything, you'll suck my dick type comedy just cracks me up.
I forgot.
Well, I know what I'm breaking out for the commercial now.
I forgot about that line though. That line was so funny. I remember the first time I heard that, I just laughing so hard. Oh. Yeah, shout out to Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Those guys have been the authors of a lot of comedy that has been influential in this country, including South Park and their Broadway play, the Mormon. I can't think of the exact name of it now, but it was a big deal on
the
Broadway
Book of Mormon.
Too. There you go. Thank you, Chris. So yeah, that's I think that's a good pick. That's not actually what I thought you were going to pick. I thought you were going to go superhero related with an animated pick there that's still on the board. I wonder if Derek or Rachel's going to go with that movie. So, well, I guess we can find out who Rachel's going to go with right now.
Yes, well, I am getting my anime. I feel like animated was my hardest one. It made me realize that I guess I don't watch a lot of animated films very often. So this did not get high ratings, but I just had to go with personally what made me laugh a lot, and I went with Minions movie.
Ah, okay.
I love
wondered
that
if
one.
Minions would be up there.
Like I said, didn't get amazing ratings, but personally was one of my favorites, and it still makes me laugh to this day, even though what is it, like a 2015-ish, something like that, like 2015 movie. Still crack up with those guys.
Prepare for torture, which I do. All right, are we comfy? Doesn't matter. This is torture. Wow, harder than I thought. Next machine.
Minions, big breakout stars in the Despicable Me movies, get their own franchise. Gotta love that, right? When a support player gets to rise to the top, everybody says he's the man, then they get run out front, you know? And who would you rather see it for other than made up little yellow creatures? So nothing, no hating on the Minions game as far as I'm concerned. So that's a good pick there. So I still have a couple movies in my animated category are there. I'm going to be excited to shout out a few movies that I thought were probably going to get picked.
I will say that Sandra Bullock as the protagonist in that movie was just phenomenal as well. Like she really made that movie work.
Yeah. And John Hamm, you know, they both as the power evil couple, you know, together in there. It was really good.
All right, that's Rachel's fourth pick. We now go to Derek for his fourth and fifth pick. So, Derek, you're going to be finishing out your squad. You will be the first person to end the team.
All right. Well, I might as well start with Wildcard. I chose Nacho Libre.
I know it is fun to wrestle. A nice pile drive to the face, or a punch to the face. But you cannot do it. Because it is in the Bible not to wrestle your neighbor.
Jables!
Yeah, I love this movie, and most of its quotable for me as a kid. I just the stretchy pants and the where are the spices? There are no Jeeps. I used to say that all the time. I just love this movie. I think it's completely stupid and quotable. And Jack Black is one of my heroes, so I love this movie.
I not on my board. I'm not on my board, and I saw parts of Nacho Libre and just remember sort of falling asleep and not getting back to it. So no hate there, Derek, but I'm excited to see that other movies I was hoping to take are still there.
There's a bunch of wrestling in it. You might like it.
Well, I saw parts of it. I just don't believe I've ever seen the entirety movie from start to finish with me like focused in on the plot and being like, man, I hope this gets resolved. I can't say that I've watched it to that level, but I'm not going to hate on Jack Black.
Oh, it wasn't the Jack Black movie that was on my list, though.
See, Derek, I think maybe you picked a movie that wasn't on anybody's board there. We always love that in a draft when that happens.
That's why it's my wild card.
There we go. And now you get to finish your team out. Then I guess you get to go animated movie here, and that'll finish your team.
This was the hardest. I haven't watched basically any animated comedies that aren't Disney movies, I guess. But I chose Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Little George Clooney action.
George Clooney, Meryl Streep, Bill Murray. I love this movie. I think it's real dry humor, and yeah, I just really like it.
What's wrong? You're acting all skittish. Don't worry, I've been stealing birds for a living since before I could trot. By the way, you look unbelievably beautiful tonight. You're practically glowing. Maybe it's the lighting.
Yeah, you got Wes Anderson represented there, so good stuff out of him. He's a celebrated filmmaker. And now the animated category is closed out. I really thought we might get a Lego Batman movie, $175 million at the box office, or maybe a little Hotel Transylvania, right? Because let's not forget the first one was actually pretty funny with Adam Sandler and his whole crew, right? They've beaten it into the ground with all the subsequent sequels that Sandler's not even involved in now at this point, but the first one was funny enough, so I thought those would go off the board. So Fantastic Mr. Fox, a good pick though, Derek.
I was really surprised no one went with The Incredibles. I really thought that was going to be on somebody's list.
It was out in 2001.
The first one did. I thought that was 2000. Did I have the wrong date written down? I must have had the wrong date written down.
Yeah, I don't think The Incredibles was eligible because Monsters Inc. wasn't eligible. That's one I looked into. I love Monsters Inc., but it came out in 2000.
that was too early. You could have done Monsters University, but it's not as good. I had Hotel Transylvania on my list as well. I also had what was the other one that I thought was the Lego Movie, not the Lego Batman, but the Lego Movie. It was pretty good and made a lot of money.
Will Ferrell again involved in that one, right, as a voice, and then the character, the twist they put on the movie at the end there.
Well, Morgan Freeman reprising his role as God was pretty good too.
I want to shout out the Vanimal here. I saw the other day on his school form, right? Like they had him list a bunch of stuff that he's supposed to be into, and his favorite movie was Mitchell's versus the Machines, which is actually a Netflix movie, but I've seen that and it's really pretty funny. And shout out Danny McBride. He's the main voice in Mitchell's versus the Machines.
Animation in that movie is phenomenal as well.
Yeah, Mitchell's versus the Machines was going to be the only movie I would have picked if animated got a run on it that didn't have a box office. But yeah, so that's that. So, all right, Derek, your team is over. Rachel, you get to close out your team here.
All right, so I just have Wildcard left, and this movie made it right in at 2003 for my Wildcard. I picked Bad Santa.
Take them to the car.
In case you hadn't noticed, I'm a motherfucking dwarf. So unless you got a forklift handy, maybe you should lend a hand,
Bad Santa for my Wildcard.
Right, that's it. I'm done. Rachel, I like you. Come on, give me something. Legitimately, I've got to go with my fifth pick now.
Rachel, what's your favorite line for Bad Santa? Because there's so many. You picked it. You get to drop the first line.
I honestly like Ritter's character during like the whole when he's sitting there with Bernie trying to just explain about the whole scene in the dressing room and his awkward and like that whole scene just lives in here all the time. And I just love it. Love it.
Oh, he's like, and the unmentionables. You know what I mean? Like he
kept making the
so nervous,
uncomfortable face, the whole time. It's so good. I love it.
If you now, there's the scene where Billy Bob is enjoying some sort of a kale salad, right? And he's got part of the Santa outfit on, and the woman brings her kid up, and he just goes off on him, and She says, "Where do you work? I'm going to get you fired." And he's like, "Go ahead, lady. You think you can make my job any worse? You take your shot." I have actually said that to a male customer on a mail route before that complained to me. That's how much that movie lives in my head. I was just having a terrible day, and this woman was giving me the business, and it had nothing to do with me. And she said, "I'm calling the post office." And I leaned my head out and I said, "My name's Rod Morgan. If you think you can make this job any worse for me, you go ahead and take a shot."
Wow.
I feel like I definitely
That's
cannot
awesome.
say the sentence, you know, "Do you want some sandwiches?" without doing it in the voice. Like, "Can I get you guys some sandwiches?" You know, like the whole time. They're always trying to feed some sandwiches to everybody.
Hollywood royalty Cloris Leachman playing that role uncredited because it helped them make the budget, right? They couldn't credit her because her then fee would be too high based on her career and everything. So uncredited to be in that movie and just holding it together.
Yes.
Is Grandma Spry? That's another one.
Yeah.
That's another one of my first love. When the kid tells him that's who he's staying with. Is Granny Spry? He's just putting the hose over his face too as the kid's letting him into the house. I mean, just classic stuff.
Yeah.
And you get a holiday movie, right, Rachel? You get a holiday
True.
movie on your list. You get a holiday
True.
movie, so people will be watching it year after year. I think it's a strong dark comedy pick and a strong pick to have on your 5-team roster, which we will go over here again at the end. That means, Chris, you are now closing out your team.
Yeah, and this is going to be my wild card pick. And boy, there's still a lot of great, hilarious movies out there from multiple different categories, including dark comedy. Jim,
Dude, I swear to God.
I know. I want to pick a dark comedy too, just to mess with Jimmy.
You're like, "Jim, that's a horrible pick for dark comedy." I'm like, "Yeah, because it's my 7th.
All right, this is going to be one that you guys can probably give me some crap for because it is one of my favorite movies of the last 20 years, not just comedy, but one of my favorite movies. I watch it at any point in time, and this is a foreign movie. I don't care if it's subtitled or dubbed into English. I will watch it no matter what. This is Kung Fu Hustle.
Excuse me?
If you guys haven't watched it, it is a must watch. It is hilarious. Stephen Chow at his ultimate best. Just a phenomenal, hilarious, great movie.
Chris, are you aware that there are funny magazine articles out there? Are you aware that there are funny books out there? Like, if you want to read something that's funny, why are you watching a movie, dude? Like, there's so many ways you can read something that's funny. What are you watching a movie for if you got to read
So
it?
funny, Rod. That's really funny.
Listen, it is on many top 20 list of best comedies
Really?
since 2000. Yes.
Who?
It is-
Who? If you're going, who's?
Hey,
who's
listen, I've been
well-respected
looking at a
comedy
lot of
list?
dark comedy movies here. I haven't seen anything on Kung
No,
Fu
he's not
Hustle.
saying it's a dark comedy. He just
Oh,
picked
in
this as his
general?
wild card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Who?
No.
Whose list? Is this Kung Fu Illustrated's list
No.
of best movies of the last 20 years? Is that
No.
is that where you found the list from?
Kung Fu.
Is this
No,
martial
just
arts enthusiast
just because
head
you-
striker that put out a list? Who did this list?
Just
Because I've never
you
heard of this
haven't-
movie.
And that's sad because you should have. I mean, you're supposed to be a movie guy. You've worked in video stores a long period of your life. You should be
Yeah.
interested in movies that are good and get critically acclaimed.
And if
like
someone
this
would have
does.
brought up Kung Fu Hustle to the counter, I would have looked at him and been like, "What are you doing? Get out of here! Just get right out of here! You're not
That's
renting
because you like to judge books by their cover, and you hear Kung Fu Hustle, and you just write it off no matter
this."
what.
No, that's cool. Hustle and Kung Fu, those are two words that are cool. Ultimately, you have me there. Kung Fu, cool. All right, hustle. Nobody hates hustling, but I'm not reading. I'm sorry, I'm not reading. I don't read books. I'm not going to read friggin' subtitles.
It's
How
dubbed.
about Derek? Can you read?
It's dubbed into English now. You don't have to watch it subtitled.
Dubbed. Nobody wants to watch a dubbed movie. That's why you see it's either you either got to be reading or it's got to be animated for you. Man, I'm so glad you were in this draft because there was no chance any movie you were ever taking was going to mess with my board.
I took Anchorman. I know you had Anchorman on your list.
The last movie I wrote down in Blockbuster. Because of what I said, I didn't feel like it was an ensemble movie, and it's certainly not a dark comedy, and it definitely ain't animated.
Yeah, but I don't think that even made enough domestically to qualify for Blockbuster. I think it only made 75.
No, it made $85 million according to IMDb. That's what Jimmy was trying to reference at the beginning of this podcast. I did my research, damn it.
Rod's getting hot.
All right, Rod. Pick a wild card. Take another dark comedy, and I'll just.
Frankly, I don't think you're thinking of the dark comedies I have. I think I
am.
I have to take a movie that gives me. I said, give me Wedding Crashers for Vince Vaughn. If we are doing Will Ferrell, give me Will Ferrell and Step Brothers. So I'm taking Step Brothers as my wild card pick.
You should be medicated. Fuck you, Brennan. I know you touched my drum set, and I want to hear that dirty little mouth admit it. You get out of my face.
This movie made $100 million at the box office and has many, many quotable lines in it as well. The fucking Catalina wine mixer, all right, is a big time event. We all understand how important that is. Adam Scott hitting out of the park in that movie. John C. Reilly, quite possibly at his best when he's sitting around meeting Mary Steenburgen at the first time. And I manage a baseball team. Fantasy league. I mean, you know what I mean? He's absolutely fabulous. John C. Reilly, Will Ferrell, Step Brothers, my wild card, another banger for the team. Morgan.
Yeah. Step Brothers has lived on so much, especially in memes and GIFs and everything like that. Cowboy Derek, what are your thoughts on Step Brothers?
I love that movie, actually. So there goes the Will Ferrell hate, I guess. But I love this movie. I think it's hilarious.
This is a house of learned doctors.
I didn't want the salmon. Told you 1,000 times.
Rachel, was Step Brothers on your radar at all?
It was not. I'm one of those. Step Brothers has its moments for me, but it's not one of my absolute favorite comedies. I'm not sure. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but I didn't have it anywhere on my list. I do love the Catalina wine mixer. All that stuff is very fun, but there's just something. But I just feel like I had other stuff that was a little better.
All right, so then that goes to me. I'm trying to figure out how I can get Talladega Nights to be a dark comedy. I don't think I can get there with it, though. So I'm going to go with our comedy kind of theme. We've had Hitler, we've had zombies, we've had cocaine, we've had, Hitler, zombies, and cocaine. So I guess I'm going to have to go with we ain't in the prisoner taking business. We're in the killing Nazi business. For my seventh dark comedy, I think I still got a good one, Inglourious Bastards.
Actually, we're all tickled to hear you say that. Quite frankly, watching Donnie beat Nazis to death is the closest we ever get to going to the movies. Donnie!
Yeah?
Guy's German here wants to die for country.
Brad Pitt is just on another level. I do enjoy this movie a lot. So I'm pretty excited about having Inglourious Bastards as my seventh pick in dark comedy.
Lieutenant Aldo Rain. He's definitely good in that movie. Quentin Tarantino, right? You're gonna get some great dialogue out of a Quentin Tarantino movie, whether they're in the Europe fighting a war or they're in the back lots of Hollywood studios, right? Wherever they are with Tarantino, you're gonna get plenty of great dialogue in his movie. So I like that as a dark comedy pick, Jimmy, like you said. But still, every other movie on my board still there. So we'll go over a couple of them. I thought Knives Out might be a big dark comedy choice.
So I didn't know if that was comedy enough though. That was because Knives Out was something I was gonna pick. I wasn't sure. I thought it was more mystery than comedy.
But what's Daniel Craig doing? Right, Daniel Craig's definitely doing comedy, right?
He's an amazing actor and playing that straight, Rod. Yeah, valid.
I'm not so sure about that. I also had Game Night, right? Game Night is a pretty underrated movie, and it's actually pretty recent. Even it's only like 5 years old, but you got Rachel McAdams, Jason Bateman, right? You got the John. There's good stuff happening in that. John Cena, right? When John Cena is the drug dealer, or was that Date Night? Actually, I think that's Date Night where I'm thinking that John Cena is the drug dealer. But then Cocaine Bear, Jimmy, you only mentioned it. Nobody picked it. Nobody picked Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear was on my list.
Cocaine Bear was like 8th or 9th on there.
How dare you? How dare you? We had a whole 30-minute podcast section about Cocaine Bear. I love Cocaine Bear.
I also haven't seen it yet, so I was going to put something on I haven't seen just for the joke, okay?
Jimmy, wait a minute. Jim, the most distressing thing I've heard on this podcast now is that you've told me, because I know you have Peacock because you watch the WWE Premium Live events on there like I do. And you haven't watched Cocaine Bear yet, Jimmy? Come on.
Is Inglourious Bastards a comedy?
Absolutely.
It's a dark comedy. Yeah, I've looked on many dark comedy lists in the past 20 minutes. It's on every single one of them. All right, so let's recap real quick and kind of talk about our teams. I love my team. Blockbuster, I had Superbad. Wildcard, 40-Year-Old Virgin. dark comedy, Inglorious Bastards, animated, The Simpsons movie, and Ensemble, old school. I think anyone who looks at my list will realize they're all fantastic comedies. Do a double take, no question, on Inglorious Bastards. They will do a double take on that one. But once they kind of realize what the theme of that movie is, I think I'm pretty good there. So I'm pretty excited about that one.
Yeah, those are bangers, Jim. Those are bangers, but they might not be as big banging as the ones over here on Team Morgan. All right, we got animated, Sausage Party, dark comedy, Wolf of Wall Street, Ensemble, This Is the End, Blockbuster, Wedding Crashers, Wildcard, Step Brothers. Ever heard of those 5 movies, people? Absolutely you have. You know you want to vote for these 5 movies. You quote them all the time. They're fabulous. Many gifs and memes. The currency of America in 2023 come out of all of these movies. Make Team Morgan the winner again because I dominate all of these drafts.
Speaking of 4 movies you've heard of before, Chris, give us your list of 5 movies.
I should have went all great movies that you guys have never heard of. But I did get the best list. My movies are the most watchable of any list.
You've
on
got
here.
0 chance, dude. You've got 0 chance.
Ensemble, Anchorman, dark comedy, Shaun of the Dead, animated, Team America, World Police, Blockbuster, Jumanji,
Toast.
Welcome to the Jungle, and my wild card is the Great Kung Fu Hustle.
Toast.
Just be lucky I didn't
Those are
nominate El Super Bisto.
You're going to
How
have
about
people
that?
going along on your list and they're going to be like, this guy seems cool. This guy seems cool. All right, I like this team. Then they're like, who's this dude? Jumanji and then this stupid movie I've never heard of? No way. Get him out of here. You got no chance, Chris.
I really thought someone was going to go Pineapple Express with one of their picks, too. That
Great
was
movie
something
that
on
could
my
have been
list.
chosen.
I hate that movie.
Daniel
Rachel,
tried.
see, you were worried. You were worried so much that you were going to get stuff. But we told you, Chris King's here, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. That's why he's here. Rachel, I'd like to go over your movies real quick and tell us how you feel.
Yes. Well, I still lost a lot, you guys. Everybody, I think we had a lot of the same mind track going on with a lot of those movies. But for Ensemble, I
Except
have
for Chris.
Bridesmaids. Dark comedy, I have Jojo Rabbit. For animated, I have Minions. Blockbuster, I have The Hangover. And my wild card was Bad Santa.
Bad Santa's what wins the draft for you, I think. Honestly, I think Bad Santa might win the draft for you because you have some pretty strong picks on there. And then I think Bad Santa, people are just gonna be like, you know what? That is probably the awesomest movie that everyone watches. That, right? We've all seen it. We watch it over and over again. That's a key to your team, I feel.
The fact she got both Hangover and Bridesmaids.
I was gonna say Hangover
is
really
also
helped it. Yeah.
interesting that, Bridesmaids just a Hangover ripoff. No, it does that and more. So I think that's interesting there. I like that.
Hey, I wanted to shout out the movie The Heat as well, right? That's another movie I thought might get chosen. That's Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. Made about $159 million at the box office, and that's another one where Melissa McCarthy's just on fire, and Sandra Bullock playing the straight man. Some good work out of America's sweetheart, Sandra Bullock there.
Cowboy Derek, you had the first pick in the draft. You went with Tropic Thunder and your Ensemble. Tell us about the rest of your movies and how you feel overall and why people should vote for your list as the best.
Yeah, I picked Tropic Thunder. Obviously, I just love that movie. Then I picked Dodgeball and Zombieland for Blockbuster and dark comedy. And then animated Fantastic Mr. Fox as with Wildcard as Nacho Libre. I think they're all highly quotable, great movies overall. I mean, I'm not sure if they live up to you guys' list. I'm definitely better than Chris's list.
Okay.
That's a low bar.
I mean, we have the Fantastic Mr. Fox, which a good portion of people aren't going to want to watch.
Hey,
and then you have Nacho Libre, which is also something that even Jack Black fans don't really want to watch.
That sounds like a personal problem for those people. I'm a Jack Black fan. I love that movie, so I don't know.
Nacho Libre does an awful lot for sweatpants as well. I really appreciate that out of Nacho Libre as well. It does an awful lot for sweatpants. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to have these out on social media. You can always comment on our Facebook page there when we put the advertisement up for this episode. You can comment on Instagram. We'll have something there. We'll have something on Twitter. You can email us at Jimmy. What do we have an email address? Do we not? We never give it out, but we have one, don't we?
The Morgan, at gmail.com. That's the MORGAN, the letter U, no, KNOW at gmail.com.
That's right. You can let us know. You can let us know how much fun that Chris brings to these podcasts, and that we're all mean for making fun of him all the time. You can write in and say that if you're Chris's mom, because that's absolutely something that you could write in and do. But what I'm saying here is that these will be judged by people, not us five, right? Because we're all going to advocate for our own lists. We can't be objectionable here to find out who won, even though we all clearly know it's me. We're going to let you, the Morgan universe, figure that out. Just like Derek said, we all know Chris certainly lost, and we all know I won, but it's going to be in your hands, Morgan universe. So thank you for voting for us out there. Thank you for listening. We are going to wrap this podcast up so everyone can get back to their lives. I thank you all here in the room for taking a little time out on this Sunday evening to have fun with me here on the podcast. Rachel, you now have been through a draft. Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes, it was fun. Yes. Now I feel like I'm a little comfortable with everything.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for coming back on the pod, and you now are a draft veteran, so don't be surprised if you get another invitation down the road for the next draft that we have, because you comported yourself very well, so thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Derek, we got you back on the podcast, my man. Schedules got a little tough there for us for a while. We had a couple times lined up where we thought you were going to get on, and you came back, brother. You were good. Did you have a fun time?
I did. I'm glad to be back, and I love this shit, and also I have MJ hanging behind me, so
nice. I do like that. You do
that guy.
You clearly do know things that happened before you, right? So you're not seeing old school. We'll allow it, right? Because you at least understand the greatness of Jordan.
I couldn't choose Ferris Bueller's Day Off, is all I'm saying.
That's right. We couldn't choose that. We couldn't choose Animal House, Caddyshack, Airplane, some of the absolute canon Rushmore of comedy. Those weren't eligible here. Chris, Jimmy, we podcast quite often. We're always arguing about wrestling. We're always arguing about sports. But did you guys enjoy coming on and stepping in for the Mrs. Morgan here and helping me out on this movie draft?
Always.
I had fun until everyone took the movies I wanted, but that's all right.
And now, Jimmy, you get to have even more fun of editing this episode up for the people and getting it out there. We appreciate your work there on that. Share it with all your friends. It's free. That's all we ask for, is that people hear these things and hopefully enjoy them, because we enjoy putting them out. So just tell your friends, subscribe if you're listening on Apple Music or Spotify or whatever way you're doing. If this just came to you from somebody, just give us a follow and check out our next couple episodes after that. We might have something that you enjoy. So thank you very much for that. And I am saying goodbye for the Mrs. Morgan here. She is sorry that she couldn't join us. She will be back next time we come around, which I'm not sure when that will be, Jimmy, because we're going to be rolling big time into football here, right? NFL kickoff just around the corner. So people should be listening to Balls and Brew to hear our handicapper Josh Williams, right?
We've got that every single week here on the Morgan Podcast Network, along with Yeah We Know podcast. Tons coming up, especially a pay-per-view that Rod and I are going to together in October.
Cannot wait to be in the crowd and sing my guy Seth Rollins' song, but we'll talk about that on another podcast. Until then, thank you for listening to the Morgan